Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Tola back again with some Shogun 2 Scramble for the Far East multiplayer battles, and today we are back with another 1v1. This was actually done between me and Mido, and, I am bringing Russia, and he's bringing Honduras, so, yeah. Well, let's get started with the battle anyway. What do I have for my army? Well, I have a lot. I have this Vladimir Alexandrovich infantry. Mixed in we have some... Sorry, not that unit. Mixed in we also have some Dobrokovsky Grenadiers, so a very elite force. Behind them I have 2 units of the Life Guards. And right in the front lines I do have some Odessa Uhlans. And one other unit of Odessa Uhlans. And behind him I have a general. Right here. No, that's not the general. This is the general. Yes, this is my general. For Mido, he's gonna be bringing the army of Honduras. He's bringing mostly infantry, a lot of these guys. And he's not bringing any skirmishers, and that's probably because of the Honduras roster. Obviously I don't know the Honduras roster because I never played as them. So I don't know what they have. He does have a general, and the general is right here, right here, wearing the Bicom hat. And he does have an artillery piece, which is a 12-pounder field cannon, so that's interesting. But yes, and behind him he has 2 units of saber cavalry, not as good as mine, and yeah. First off the bat, I'm just gonna let him take the archery dojos because I don't really need these dojos, and because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the hill, and then after I hold the hill, I'm gonna come down the hill. So yes, that was my entire strategy going on. As you can see, my units are 240 man each, and as a matter of fact, the battle is about to start right now with this unit. As you can see with this mod, not only the first 2 rings can open fire, but almost every ring after that can open fire. As you can see, these people who are reloading. As you can see by those people who were reloading, but now they just fired another volley. And volleys in this battle are very loud, so I have to get away. I also have 2 units of Odessa Lancers on the right side. I was deciding when to charge them in, but I decided not to, because, well, they have literally guns pointing at me, so I didn't want to. I'm gonna order a naval bombardment on these guys, but it's not gonna do any damage, so that's fine. But the entire center is just opening fire. He only has 2 units, and they're getting gunned down pretty quickly. Because of this hill, some of my units are actually not firing, which is actually not that bad. Both sides are not getting that many kills. This one has lost almost half its unit. I've barely lost anything. But for some units, it's actually pretty heavy casualty. He is firing his artillery, a 12-pounder, on my position. But the problem is that artillery doesn't really do damage, even if I'm pumped up like this. So yeah. During the entire battle, I'm moving my life guards to the left, right here. And in this tree line, I also have a lot of Dobrokovsky Grenadiers. I finally decided to move down the hill, and with using these thick ranked blobs that I have, yeah, we're actually gonna get some shots off now. Once again, the entire enemy lines are just opening fire. During this time, I thought he was gonna... I keep thinking that Mido was gonna sweep up the hill, but he and I both knew that I have a lot of reserves in this forest, so I can technically deploy them anywhere. Not to mention the fact that I have these Odessa Uhlans, and if they try to come up this hill, all I have to do is charge them straight down. On this other side, I am deploying even more Vladimir Alexandrovich infantry, what reserves I have, and their mission is just to fire down this valley here and then get as many kills as I can. On this other side, you see me, you see some of my blobs are taking atrocious casualties, mostly these two. Yeah. But we are just doing even more casualties against the enemy because one, we have so many guns just pointing at them, about 240 in these each man unit. Now obviously down to some guys, but still pretty terrifying of volley. These guys are the only ones that have been shooting. Now down to 79, and this unit down to 93. This one down to 195, and this one down to 81. 81, yeah, 81. But on this other side, I've deployed some more troops of Vladimir Alexandrovich infantry and my lifeguards, most importantly. Not to mention, I still have a pretty good unit right here, just opening fire on these two units. As you can see, on the right side, the saber cavalry is being moved. It's just only saber cavalry, so that's not pretty scary. I am moving some of my cavalry onto my left side, so yes, that's that. I also have my general in the center, and I'm actually going to order the attack once again down the hill. Here we come, because he does have all the dojos, so that's going to force me to attack. And not to mention the fact my guys are pretty good at volley firing. Behind them, I have another full blobs of the Grenadiers. As a matter of fact, I'm just actually going to order these guys to move up until I get to this ridge, and I'm going to open a one volley, and then I'm going to give them the hold court steal. But yes. These guys, the Grenadiers, are actually going to move up after they fire a massive volley. And right here, the exact same thing is going to happen. We're going to open fire. And like I said, the cannonballs are just... that entire volley did kill a few guys, but the problem is with cannonballs, it's only killed, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. And no, this was from a musket volley. Yeah, they only killed 4 from that pretty good cannon shot. And now we're just going at point blank range. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to charge in one of my units. But one of my units were out off the bat because the Honduras is sending, Mito is sending in his cavalry, and yeah, all across the board I'm just ordering the charge, but in the center I'm not because there's a cavalry force, so I'm just gonna form square with this unit, and that's gonna scare off the cavalry. And to make the situation worse, if he actually does charge in the cavalry, I literally have guns pointing at the back of him. And I know it's kind of hard to hear my voice because I can't even hear my voice, but yeah, that's that. I decided to have my cavalry go on this hill, and I'm just going to see his reaction, and he doesn't really do much. His saber cavalry is his dragoons, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Honduras has... oh, he brought dragoons. So, cavalry against a blob of infantry is actually very useful, but for some reason his cavalry is actually kind of bad. I'm just going to charge in my infantry on this side into some infantry. This unit actually routes, so I'm going to send in... and because these guys are mostly doing not that great in melee, as you know, Russians are actually pretty good in melee. Melee attack of 7, these guys have melee attack of 8, and they have 240 men. On this side, I'm coming down the hill. I'm gonna give a volley for my lifeguards, and these guys are automatically wavering. But on the right side, I have more troops of Vladimir Alexandrovich infantry. On this side, I decide to move down even more troops. He is now opening fire with suppression fire, but I don't care because I'm just gonna have a gunfight. On this side, I'm just charging in my infantry en masse, and we're actually doing quite well against them in melee. That's because we have a melee attack. And to make the situation worse for the enemy, all across the board, I'm just charging my troops in. And now I have even more reserves coming in. I do have to watch out for the friendly fire, but it is somewhat okay because, yeah. The Russians just have more men, 240 against 200, my enemy. One, obviously, if like I told Mido after the battle, Matt, if this battle was up between France or Russia, then I wouldn't have been so confident. But right here, we are literally opening fire point blank range, and finally the officer is going to be leading. The officer is going to be leading the charge, and we're actually going to be charging in. Yeah, so yes. On the other side, I'm actually going to be charging in my lifeguards. They're getting hit with suppression fire, that means they're really slow, but once they get the charge, it's going to be perfect. And not to mention the fact that they're not firing anymore. And these lifeguards have straight out melee attack of 10, so they're going to do extremely well in melee. On this side, more lifeguards are being thrown into the battle. And right here, a general charge has been just called in. All across the board, my guys are just straight outright either charging the enemy or, yeah. But there are some units that are routing, which is 100% fine because, yeah. Because, they will come back. They will come back. Most of these guys will come back. And on this other side, more Grenadiers just opening fire en masse. And on this side, I have more Alexandrovich infantry just charging into melee, cutting them on the flanks, which is great. This unit, which has been attacked on the flank, is now broken and running. And on this side, my cavalry force is just mopping up, not allowing my enemies to regroup and reform. And the rest of the army is just going to be pushing on this flank. On this side, some of my units have returned, and I'm going to be sending them in cavalry. And I'm going to be going straight for the side of this unit. On this side, some units that have returned back, I'm just going to send them back into melee again. On this side, one volley was more than enough to take care of this infantry. And now with the cavalry support, we're actually going to be charging in. Mido's artillery is just going to be opening fire, but the problem is his artillery only got, during this entire battle, has gotten 11 kills, which is definitely not worth it. Now my cavalry is going to be performing attacks on the side, which is going to wreck his infantry a lot. You can see morale drop. It's steady now, but like the amount of kills by cavalry is pretty amazing. There is the problem of this unit is actually firing on the side, so we have to be mindful. On this side, my entire army now is on this side that has just straight outright charged into this army. This flank is going to be coming across this side. He does have some units returning to the battlefield, but that is 100% fine, because I don't really care. And we'll see what happens to that one unit. On this side, I am getting some friendly fire, but the problem is, yeah, I'm gonna just move them down the hill, and the second they move down the hill, I'm gonna form up below this hill, and I'm just gonna start opening fire. And so yes, that's that. On this side, my two cavalry units are playing hide and seek against this infantry unit, and my guys on this side are just gonna push up. His unit on the back are just gonna keep pushing. But yes, these two units are actually gonna open fire, hopefully. And yes, that's that. Yeah. My cavalry decides to straight outright charge in, and because this infantry got too close. Thankfully for me, my guns are also opening fire, but they're also getting friendly fire against my forces because forces are a way bigger target than the infantry. And finally, you can see this unit is coming back. And what I'm gonna do is actually kind of funny for this one poor unit. I'm literally gonna turn my entire block of this entire army around, as you can see right here, right now. And we're gonna watch what happens to this one poor line infantry unit. It's gonna charge in, but the second it charges in, it breaks. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Well, on this other side, it's not that great because, well, it's actually going pretty well for me. I'm firing into the forest, and I have one unit just straight outright charging in. On this side, I moved some more units that have returned from routing, and I'm just gonna send them in en masse. And on this side, yeah, my cavalry is doing quite well against this unit, especially with the help of the lifeguards now. But right here, these guys from the infantry net just got blasted in their face, is now attacking. But we are attacking again. And we will be attacking the center. This one unit is trying to hold back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units, and 2 of which are going to be straight outright set. Well, actually, no, 1 of which is going to be set into melee. He is opening fire. Finally, his 12 pounders are going to be opening fire canister, which actually get quite a bit of kills.
All hope is faded, my lord. The battle is almost done.
And yeah, I'm just gonna charge this unit into melee. I like how this is a unit of 58 and this is a unit of 168. But the problem is, behind him I literally have entire army that's gonna be opening fire mass volley. And at this point, it's a clear victory for me. But even then, look at the amount of casualties we've taken right here, this massive total of death right here in this forest. And finally, we're just continuing to push on. This general is still right here, and he's trying to rally his artillery piece, but at this point it's way too late. And the general is actually, matter of fact, right here. The general is wearing this sash and this and the tricom. Let me slow this down for you guys. Right here. Yeah, this is the Honduras general, and he's gonna actually charge straight on into my guys. I'm actually gonna open fire, but I decided to hold my entire army, and we're gonna open fire against one cavalry unit that is apparently depleted. And that was a decisive victory. Actually, no, it was a close victory, but yes. Like I said, he and I both chose quite terrible factions. I chose Russia, which, although they look good on paper, their units are actually quite bad. Still using the smoothbore muskets. If I was deploying France, I would probably just sat there and shoot him to death. But fortunately, well, Mito also brought a terrible faction in the sense of Honduras. And yeah, so we both were deploying not the best factions. But anyway, it was an interesting battle, so yeah, that's that. And yeah, that's it for this battle, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I would be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.